Hello, can I help you? Oh, you want to buy a perfume for your girlfriend for her birthday? Well, that's really nice of you. You know, a lot of people don't realize it, but scent actually plays a really important role in our love life. Yeah, there's certain scents called Aphrodisiac Sense that actually increase our pleasure and performance and desire. I'm sure you've had this happen to you before where, maybe you're talking to a woman and she just leans in really closely, close enough that you're able to catch a whiff of whatever perfume she happens to be wearing. And certain scents just do it for you. So, I want you to pick out a scent that your girlfriend's going to really enjoy, but I also want to pick out a scent that's gonna do it for you. So, why don't I tell you about some of the just basic aphrodisiac scents, and then you can tell me which one appeals to you, and then that will help us to narrow it down a little bit. So, how does that sound? Alright, great. Alright, so some of the just basic aphrodisiac scents are vanilla. Yeah, I really love vanilla as well. It's one of my favorites. And we have cinnamon. We have pumpkin, sort of like a pumpkin pie sort of scent. You know, when you get like a fresh pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving Day, that is actually a popular aphrodisiac scent. And then there's some that are sort of more, I guess you could say, controversial in the sense that, I know a lot of people hate black licorice, but the scent of black licorice has been shown in studies to be an aphrodisiac scent. We have grapefruit. An interesting side note about grapefruit is that when someone's wearing it, people who smell it on that person perceive that person to be about 6 years younger than they actually are. So something about the scent of citrus makes someone seem more youthful. So that's something you could possibly take into consideration. Lavender is another aphrodisiac scent. The interesting thing about lavender is it both relaxes and stimulates desire at the same time. So it's kind of an interesting scent. Cinnamon is another aphrodisiac scent. Are any of these sort of leaping out at you? Vanilla. Good choice. I love the scent of vanilla as well. So, if vanilla is one of your favorites, then I think the first one that comes to mind for me is Prada Candy. So I absolutely love this scent. It has this sort of creamy caramel sort of note that hits you first. And then there's this sort of undercurrent of a really nice, smooth vanilla. Let me spray a little of this for you. It's honestly such a delicious scent. It's just gonna make you want to eat someone up. This is sort of a side note, but the smell of fresh donuts when someone walks into, a donut shop in the morning has also been shown to be an aphrodisiac scent for a lot of people. And I feel like this perfume It almost smells like a warm vanilla frosted donut. It's so delectable. So let me spray a little bit of this. Well, actually, I'll spray some on myself, and then you can smell it on me. So, kind of like get a whiff of that. Yeah, this is for sure in my personal top 3 favorite scents. I love this one. You know, I'm gonna do a little something for you. So, coffee beans are actually like an olfactory palate cleanser. You know, when you're smelling a lot of scents, your nose can start to become desensitized. So, smelling like a whiff of coffee beans can actually awaken your olfactory nerves and basically cleanse your palate so you don't become desensitized to the scents that I'm spraying. So let me give you just like a little whiff of coffee beans before we move on to the next perfume. This just so happens to be an amazing coffee also. Alright, let's see here. So take a little whiff of these coffee beans. Alright, it should cleanse your palate. Wonderful. Alright, so moving on. So you liked candy, wonderful. So I'll definitely set that aside. We can come back to that. Another perfume that I personally really love, and it does have some vanilla in it, but it's a little more subtle in this case, is Flower Bomb Nectar. So this is going to open up with scents of orange blossom and jasmine, and then you're going to get this second note of a very, very soft vanilla. So this one's more of like a very girly, flirty, floral scent. It's not as overwhelmingly vanilla like the candy. So let me just spray a little bit of this for you, and then, you know, let me know what you think. Yeah, so first you really smell kind of the orange blossoms and the jasmine, right? And then you start to smell a little bit of that vanilla scent I was telling you about. It's more subtle though. You like candy better? Okay. Alright, so let me cleanse your palate again. Take a whiff of the coffee. Such a wonderful scent. I love the smell of coffee. It's the best thing to wake up to in the morning. Yeah, I guess I've read that just smelling coffee can actually invigorate you. Sometimes if you need just a quick pick-me-up, just the smell of some coffee beans can actually help kind of invigorate. I'd like to go in a little bit of a different direction. So you want to try more of a floral scent? Well, there's a floral scent that I really, really enjoy. by Diptyque. So this is a rose perfume, but this is not like your grandmother's rose perfume. This actually really smells like true, fresh rose petals in a garden. The bottle is really beautiful as well. Kind of has this old school Hollywood glamour look to it. So this has top notes of black currant and bergamot, and then it has middle notes of rose and geranium and jasmine, and then it has base notes of musk and white honey and Virginia cedar, and it really honestly smells just like a fresh garden. Let me spray a little bit of this for you. It's like a really interesting sort of like complex smell, but at the same time it's just so light and so fresh. It's not overwhelming. It has good stain power. It'll sort of stay on the skin, I would say, for at least 4 or 5 hours. So let me spray a little of this. Yeah, doesn't it just smell like this amazing fresh garden? It's really a beautiful, beautiful scent. I absolutely love it. It's definitely one of my favorites as well. Here, let me give you those coffee beans again. Cleanse that palette for you. So you like that one as well. Good, I'm glad. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, perfume's such an interesting thing. People have been using it for so long to seduce and attract for thousands of years. Even Cleopatra, she would wear different oil mixtures. She would bathe in perfumes and used it to attract the likes of Mark Antony. Back in the olden days, though, perfume was only available to royalty. The masses were not able to wear perfume. Kings oftentimes would have their own signature scents, and they would be created, and no one else would be able to wear that scent. Yeah, it's interesting, huh? Yeah, scent is actually a really powerful tool. It's been shown that it's linked to memories and emotions, even more than any of our other senses. I'm sure you've had the experience before of just smelling a scent that you hadn't smelled in years. And then when you smell it, you're suddenly just transported back in time to a place that you had completely forgotten about. But when you smell that smell, it just takes you back. We store scent memories in our brain. Yeah, it's very interesting. There's probably things that you smelled when you were like a child, and you don't even really realize that they're stored inside your brain. and then maybe you'll be somewhere, and suddenly you'll get a whiff of a scent that takes you back to being 5 years old. It's very fascinating, the way the brain works. There's one last perfume that I would like for you to smell. I know you love the Prada candy, but this one's just kind of interesting, and I just would like you to experience it. It's called Juliet Has a Gun, and then on the bottle it says not a perfume. And it's kind of interesting why it says that, and I'll explain to you why. So most perfumes are a combination of a multitude of different scents mixed together. However, in the case of Juliet Has a Gun, it is only a single scent. There's only one note called Cetalox. That's the only ingredient in this perfume. So it is not actually considered a perfume, and that's why it says not a perfume on it, because it is actually a reaction. So when you spray Juliet Has a Gun on you, it is going to smell different on every person who wears it, depending on the reaction it has on your skin. So why don't you give me a wrist? It can actually be sort of a unisex fragrance. Alright, smell your wrist. Yeah, it's interesting, right? And it's different on everyone. Let me smell. Yeah, on you it has kind of like a musky smell, almost. It's interesting. It's something that, you really kind of need to get a sample of first before you buy the entire bottle, because you need to see how it's going to smell on you. So why don't I give you this, and you can have your girlfriend spray that on her own wrist and see if she ends up liking it. But in the meantime, why don't we give you Prada candy, because that seemed to be the one that you were the most crazy about. So I will box this up for you. It's been very nice doing business with you. I think that you made an excellent choice. I'm sure that not only are you going to really enjoy smelling this on her, but she's gonna love wearing this. And just for future reference, there are multiple different Prada candy perfumes, so you have to look for the one that has the pink on the top. That's the one that smells like the caramel vanilla candy. There's other ones that smell differently, but this one is the one that you're looking for. Wow. I'm sure that your girlfriend is going to absolutely love it. How are you going to be paying for this? Cash or charge? Alright, wonderful. Well, I will just box this up for you. And then you can be on your way. You're going to have to let me know, though, how she likes it. I hope you have